What is happening, Magnusites? As we continue on the review train for the Acolyte episode 6, we have the Nerdrotic. Are you ready? I saw the first couple of seconds when I clicked on the video. That had me laughing. I'm like, ha ha! I'm gonna be laughing already. Oh, God, man. Come on. What are you doing? Sometimes this takes a second to start screen recording, even after I press the button to screen record. As you can see, all this lag right now. Finally. Good Lord. Oh, you know what I thought it was? Life support. Oh, good Lord. Star Hub. Yeah, from what I understand, the shills and everybody, defending it were saying, oh, it's a kids program. So it's like, well, wait a minute. You've got a girl running into a guy clearly showing her full frontal on purpose on a kid's show. You might want to backtrack a little bit, people. Black and Asian love. Find out about it all this season on The Acolyte. Only on Disney Plus.
How does it feel? Good, doesn't it? To hold one in your hand again.
Stay where you are.
You're not gonna join me. I like to put my clothes back on.
Stop!
Nerdrotic. Who haven't subscribed yet? Yes, we are going to see this and talk about the Acolyte once again. No. It could be because we want to find out the answers to well-crafted mysteries like who was responsible for killing the lesbian space witches? How indeed did two women from the coven of lesbian space witches conceive twin daughters without a father? How do two identical twins separated for 16 years have identical haircuts? Who in the hell thought it was a good idea to give $180 million to former personal assistant to Harvey Weinstein, Leslie Headland, to make a Star Wars show? Who thought it was a good idea to cast Amanda Stenberg, who put more effort and emotion into her diss track for Star Wars fans than in either of the two characters that she plays exactly the same way, that nobody cares if they live or die?
Like, nobody cares. Yo, by the way, that's the laugh that he does in the movie that sounds the most like Mark Hamill's. Did you notice that? Anyway, I wonder if he watched Mark Hamill or listened to Mark Hamill before he did it. I'm assuming that he did. You know what I mean? Like, I swear Ben Affleck was watching Bat the Sun's Batman. Kevin Porter, right? Porter. Yeah. Before he did, because I'm like, when I saw his Batman, I was like, this is Batman the Sun's Batman. And I told KP when I met him, I was like, yo, man, I think he took inspiration from you. He was like, you think so? I was like, I swear, man, he's too similar to yours. I really think he did. So I think he liked that. And he's actually like official with WB for some merchandise or something like that he told me about. So I thought that was interesting. But anyway. Yeah. Forgot what I was going to say, but I think he got some inspiration for that. What was I going to say? I have to go back.
Nobody cares if they live or die.
Yeah, I don't care. Isn't it weird how we care nothing about them? Nobody cares about the twins. Like, I just keep hearing people talk about Soul and Smilo Ren. Smilo Ren's my favorite. I only watch it for him right now. That's it. That is absolutely it. I don't care about Soul, but Soul is the far second most interesting.
Regrettably, we're not going to get an answer to some of those questions, but quite frankly, I'm here because I haven't laughed this hard in years. So let's see what, and forgive me if I haven't mentioned this before, former personal assistant to Harvey Weinstein, Leslie Headland, has in store for episode 6 of a series that she calls the most important piece of art that I've ever made. Previously on The Acolyte.
The Jedi justify their galactic dominance in the name of peace.
In the name of the Republic and the Jedi Order!
Under arrest.
Get down on the ground! Get on the ground!
Get on the car.
Take him back.
I would have loved if he walked up and said, "You may call me Smilorin." And then they had cut the black. I would have loved it.
After The Acolyte episode 5, 5s and 10s of the fans were rejoicing because something actually happened. Characters we knew little about and cared less about died amidst a lightsaber battle that had the same entertainment value and consequence as those videos of cats chasing laser pointers. And in one of the most obvious reveals in herstory, Smilo Ren is Asian Ezra Miller, who also happens to be a Sith.
Hey, by the way, so I forgot the name of the channel. I'm subscribed to them too. But they're weapons experts, right? And sword play and fighting and stuff like that. And he did a breakdown of it. I didn't see the whole thing. I saw a little bit. But basically he was saying, look, it only looked good because it was done fast. But see, Disney, this is the type of stuff that happens when you make a bad show. See, I guarantee you, if this show wasn't so bad, people wouldn't be doing this, okay? What people may call nitpicking or going too far. They're dismantling the show because it's like a relationship. See, we're kind of in a mentally abusive relationship with you as fans because you keep making stuff that we don't like, but at the same time, you keep saying stuff to us like we're the problem. So, what you get with stuff like that, you get backlash. Bad backlash. And people are nitpicking. And in a relationship, if something goes wrong, people start talking about this. And they're mad about how you tie your shoes or how you sneeze or how you cough, how you smell, all these little things that you do. I don't like how you clear your throat. It really irritates me. That's what happens when people are in a long relationship and things are starting to get stale and bad and no longer stimulating. Remember that, Disney. I've been nice. I've been rooting for you to turn around and turn the other way and start to entertain us like you did before. I know you can still do it because Inside Out 2 is out. And from what I understand, it's not wokeified and it's doing great. You know what to do to make money and to make us happy.
Diverse non-binary antagonist trades places with her sister, diverse non-binary protagonist, and it all culminates in the Jedi Trap. In episode 6, titled Teach and Corrupt, a bit on the nose for Disney Star Wars, diverse non-binary protagonist wakes up after being knocked out by a force push for the second episode in a row. But this time it had to be more than that. It couldn't just be a force push, it had to be a force roofied. Not only did her sister, diverse non-binary antagonist, knock her out and then strip her naked and then put other clothes back on her, then she was found by Smilo Ren, a blanket was put over her, then he put her on a spaceship which took her to unknown planet on an island where she woke up. And yes, that island on unknown planet does look like it's on Octu when Perry Don't You Dare Use That Meme. And with Disney Star Wars, I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibility. Octu when Perry Don't You Dare Use That Meme. Oh. And with Disney Star Wars, I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibility. Then I remembered.
I guess I just found out. He has an editor. I don't have an editor. I do all of my own. I always got people. Let me tell you something. Every single week, I get like 5 different people. Tyrone, I would like to offer my services in making thumbnails for you. I believe you're doing great. However, I think I could bring that up a bit. Please email me. Here are some samples of my work. Hey, I appreciate the hustle, guys. But please, I like doing things myself. Maybe one day I will hire an editor or somebody to do thumbnails. But I really enjoy doing things myself. When I feel like delegating those things and I get tired of it all, I'll let you know.
I don't care. That guy from Squid Game finally does what someone should have done last episode. He tries to contact the Jedi Council. Unfortunately, the connection isn't good, but to be fair to the Jedi Council, even if it was, I doubt they'd understand him. Please keep in mind the guy from Squid Game is now with diverse non-binary antagonist who's posing as diverse non-binary protagonist. Now, it's still in question whether or not Master Soul knows that diverse non-binary antagonist is posing as diverse non-binary protagonist, but considering that he's turned his back on his enemy twice, he doesn't sense the fact that she almost tries to kill him, and the only reason she doesn't is because he asked her to take the wheel. Stop it! Then the guy from the Squid Game goes down in the ship to reset the communicator and does something no one's been able to do this entire series. Emote. Emotional damage! And because Disney Analytics dictates that you can't have any complex emotions in Disney Star Wars for longer than 2 seconds, we cut away to Space Beaver fixing diverse non-binary protagonist speak and spell. This brings us to a first we never thought we needed. If you thought lesbian space witch interpretive dance was bad, Star Wars...
It stinks, and I hate it. Did I mention I had the stinks?
Very first and hopefully last Me Too as Raylo fanfic scene.
The Sith reaches the edge of the placid pool. He unslings his bag from his shoulder and unpacks it, while Osha observes from a hiding spot in the rocks.
Really? Oh, this is funny. I thought he threw, for a split second, I thought he put in audio from an audiobook of a romance novel. That's what I thought. Oh my God. By the way, her profile on Twitter has gone dark, has gone private. So I guess she's getting a whole lot of venom from the fans. I actually did that a couple of times on Twitter, but it was because I was never on Twitter and I didn't actually understand how, like, what was muting versus blocking and what was this. And I think in the beginning, I actually blocked people by accident. And I apologize if you actually never did anything wrong and I blocked you by accident. I do apologize. However, once I figured the game out, haters, I know you're watching right now. Have you noticed that my profile has never gone private? It has not gone private since. Because I know how to block. And listen, I enjoy cleansing my profile, whether it's Instagram or Twitter or YouTube. You know what I mean? I will never hide from you. I just didn't understand how to block and really navigate Twitter properly. That's what it was. Now that I know. It's going to be public forever. Let's continue, shall we?
As he begins to untie a belted knot from around his waist, she straightens up for a better look. He begins to undress, revealing a prominent scar on his well-toned back. Dropping his billowy-legged hakama pants, he steps forward with the sunlight accentuating his taut muscles. He wades barefoot into the pool. Keeping her predatory gaze on him, she lies in wait
Her predatory gaze!
behind some rocks closer to the water's edge.
You know, I can hear personal
This
assistant
is
to Harvey
funny.
Weinstein, Leslie Headland now. Write what you know. Now that diverse non-binary antagonist posing as diverse non-binary protagonist and diverse non-binary protagonist have switched places, now this is just speculation, but both had an opportunity to kill the men they were looking for and didn't, allowing themselves to be coerced or seduced by a corrupt, unjust, oppressive system that will eventually unite them in victimhood. Now, for the sake of our time and our sanity, let's get this over with, because Teach/Corrupt is essentially filler in an 8-episode series that averages out to $22 million per episode. It looks like the Jedi Council finally got that message. Jedi Master Non-Threatening Effeminate Male informs Jedi Master Nepo that he thinks Soul's entire team has been killed.
There were casualties. Oh, it sounded like the entire team.
You know, as I'm watching this, I'm just thinking it was showing the different stars and then practicing and stuff. And I was just like, man, it was like really a blessing that I didn't go mainstream in acting. So far, at least, it is definitely a blessing. I'm like, wow, if I went mainstream, like say I wasn't, making an income from YouTube and I went mainstream, it's like to work. I'd almost be forced to do all this crap I don't want to do just to pay my bills. However, I have a YouTube, a thriving, growing, popular YouTube channel, and I love all of you that love me. I appreciate you every day. I really do. And it's just like, wow, it's like I can run my business and I don't have to worry about having to tap dance or bootlick or kiss people's behinds just to keep a job in Hollywood. I felt bad for a lot of mainstreamers. I get text messages and message DMs from time to time. They're like, yo, we're so glad you said that. And I know why they're saying that, because they can't or they don't work.
Finally, we get some urgency from the show when Jedi Master Nepo says the Jedi must leave immediately, but not before they have one more scene together before leaving Coruscant so they can make a little joke about Master Jedi Nepo's tummy getting upset in hyperspace.
I don't get sick. I find it unsettling.
The same could be said about this show. They arrive at planet Gobbledygook quickly, just missing that guy from Squid Game. More on that later. And the Wookiee Jedi Master Kelnaka's location that required days to find with a tracker was found pretty easily by Jedi Master Nepo and Jedi Master Non-Threatening Effeminate Male. Barely an inconvenience. And wow, they did get there fast. None of the bodies decomposed. They quickly assessed They were all murdered by somebody with a lightsaber. What gave it away? The lightsaber wounds? And this brings us to a pivotal scene. Remember in the trailer when you saw the
Yeah, I'm like not scared of that Jedi, like, at all.
lightsaber whip? That was used to kill a bug. And the wise Jedi Master Nep.
Yeah, you'd think it would have been used to do something else. You would have thought that, right? Let me ask you this. In your trailer, did it show the Wookiee use it? It might have been a different color too, right? Can't remember. I would have to go look for the trailer, and I'm not looking for it. Trust me on that.
Surrounded by the bodies of murdered Jedi with lightsaber wounds that are at least going to get buried now, has determined that something is amiss. Meanwhile, with diverse non-binary antagonist posing as diverse non-binary protagonist, she's spending her time with a sad soul after dealing with the communications breaking down that they fixed by resetting it and the ship breaking down that they fixed by resetting it. Now, the question is, was this sabotage? No, the ship just broke. This is followed by another cutesy, silly Billy scene when Space Beaver attacks the woman who is directly responsible for the death of
Disney
two Jedi
TV show
and an
squirt in the
accessory
face.
for the death of dozens.
That is that is literal super cheese right there, like corny sitcom. Imagine the bad guy in a movie doing that. It's supposed to be serious.
It's a roller coaster with these two ladies. Maybe a dad would have helped. Anyway, Soul finally figures out that May is posing as Osha and stuns her. And leaves planet Gobbledygook right when the Jedi arrived that he called. Also, he could put May in restraints to talk. And now, finally, we're going to get the big reveal that they've been teasing all season.
I'll explain everything.
What did you do?
Please, Osha. I'll explain. It's time to make things right. It's time for me to face the High Council.
That is so irritating. It's so irritating.
So,
Like, spit it out!
tell them everything.
Everything?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
we're waiting. I've had 16 years to think about what I would say to you if I ever got the opportunity. So you're going to listen.
Next episode. Oh, and the whole Osha and Smilo Ren talking in a cave is filled with vague notions of the Sith how it's about feelings. They talk about his helmet. No, not that helmet.
Doses, any against lightsabers, but also a sensory deprivation headpiece.
It blocks out all your senses?
I guess aside from seeing and hearing, but that's not important right now, they talk about a scar again, which looks like it came from a lightsaber whip. Does that mean that the master that rejected him was Jedi Master Nepo, or was it some other Sith Lord, or was it one of the lesbian space witches? And then I remembered...
I don't care.
The Sith Lord also mentions the power of two, and I may be going out on a limb here, but whoever the real bad guy is, I'm guessing they're going to be defeated by... the power of many. And in the dramatic final scene, diverse non-binary female protagonist puts on Smilo's helmet.
I can't breathe in this thing.
Will diverse female protagonist become an antagonist? Will diverse female antagonist become a protagonist for the third time? Will there be a Jedi with an above room temperature IQ? Will the Rotten Tomatoes audience score go up or down from 14%? Can a week go by without the corporate access media blaming the fans for a bad show? Your guess is as good as mine, but we'll find out on the next exciting episode of The Acolyte, a show that's a mystery box in a dumpster fire in space. If you like...
Hey, look, I was listening to something... I think, was it Mr. Beast and MKBHD, or it was him and someone's interviewing him, and he basically said, look, if no one's watching your videos, simply put, you're not making videos people want to watch. It's the same thing, Disney. It's the same thing. You know, there's slight nuances with certain things, you know what I mean, exposure and so, you know what I mean, this is... But listen, 99.9% of the time, people are going to watch something if it's good. You got what I'm saying? Like, all this stuff came out, it's been bad, right? And then you had that one little instance with Andor. And people were talking about you didn't market it, really. Like you marketed everything else. See what I'm saying? That's what I mean with certain nuances. This was marketed to hell. This is all trailers and all this other stuff, and it's going to be the gayest, and it's going to be the greatest, and it's going to be all this stuff, and then it's not doing well. It's because it's not good. And we've all said it, the biggest sin, it's not that it's woke, it's that it's boring. The fact that it made me tired watching it, and it made Star Wars Theory, the biggest Star Wars fan on planet Earth, tired and yawn as we were reviewing it. It lets you know it's just not good. Please make good stuff again. Please make Disney great again. Make entertainment great again. Make Marvel great again. Make Star Wars great again. Make Lucasfilm great again. Make Indiana Jones great again. Please. Because right now, you're behaving like Sleepy Joe, and I don't know what you're trying to say. 10 million subscribers. Woo!